Hi guys! Technology is moving fast, and in about 10 years from now, a lot will be different. From telepathy to 6G. Let's go through some of the technological developments in 2030. Number 1. Telepathy. Telepathy sounds a bit science fiction, but with Neuralink, this can actually be a thing in 10 years or so. They have already deducted trials on monkeys. With their brain, the monkeys were able to control simple games with their minds. When asked by a journalist back in 2017 what his timeline was, Musk answered, "I think we are about 8 to 10 years away from this being usable by people with no disability." It is important to note that this depends heavily on regulatory approval timing and how well our devices work on people with disabilities. December 2022, they stated that they will begin human trials in 6 months, meaning summer this year. The first stage will be to restore vision and enable muscle movement for people who cannot do so. If the progression is exponential over the next few years, we could very well be able to communicate through telepathy in 2030. What do you think? Are Musk too optimistic? Number 2. 6G. In the 80s we got 1G, 90s 2G, and now in 2020s we see 5G being introduced for the masses. It takes approximately 10 years for each new step, so in 2030s we will most likely be able to enjoy 6G. So what can we expect from 6G? We will see speeds in the terabytes per second range. It will serve as communication links to fuse the physical, cyber, and biological worlds. It will be emerged into human-artificial intelligence integration and even making digital twins of humans. The possibilities with 6G will truly be almost endless. Do you think we are ready for it? Number 3. Independent Mars colony. NASA and SpaceX plan to bring humans to Mars by the 2030s. Humans will be living and working on Mars in colonies entirely independent of Earth by the 2030s. It is still unsure if this timeframe will be kept, but if no major pushback happens on Earth, we will likely see this become a reality in a few years. NASA says there are 3 stages. First is Earth-reliant, the second is proving ground, where the operations will be tested out in deep space, but in an environment that allows humans to get back to Earth in days. Third is independent colonies on Mars. So, do you think Elon Musk will be on Mars himself? Number 4. Hyperfast trains. Hyperloop is a high-speed underground transport system that is currently being built and tested in America. The first route planned will go from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Another route is planning to go from New York to Washington, D.C. in 29 minutes rather than the 2 hours and 56 minutes it takes at the moment. We could see speeds up to 600 miles per hour. Virgin Hyperloop has completed its first reduced speed test runs with passengers this past November, and is aiming to achieve safety certification by 2025 and start commercial operations by 2030. Hyperfast trains that go underground and underwater could revolutionize not just public transport, but international travel too. Imagine being able to speed from one country to another in the same time it currently takes to travel between towns. Number 5. 3D printed food. We're not quite in a world where Star Trek replicators exist and we can magic up anything we want out of thin air. But 3D printing technology is coming along quickly, and companies are already experimenting with printing food. The first 3D printed food did actually occur in 2006. This industry is estimated to reach a market worth of $8 billion by 2030, and will probably reduce food waste drastically. 3D printing is taking off in other areas too. From creating airplane and vehicle parts to replacement joints such as hips. It still has huge potential to change our lives in the coming years. The materials being used to print with are evolving too, and now include graphene, which is lighter than air, but 10 times stronger than steel. Do you think this could end the starvation in parts of the world? That's it for now. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos about our amazing world.